We're starting today by sharing a story of kindness and good in the world. Luke Mortimer was born a happy and healthy baby and thrived by playing rugby and helping in his local community.
Yeah, at age 7, Luke was rushed to hospital, diagnosed with meningitis and septicemia.
So to save his life, Luke and his family made the decision to have his arms and legs amputated. Luke has been so brave and positive, and today he wants to say thank you to a very special group of people.
Yeah, so before we find out more about them, let's talk to Luke and his dad, Adam. Good morning, guys.
Morning, welcome.
Morning.
Good to have you with us, guys.
It's so lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
So, Adam, tell us a little bit about Luke. He was a happy, healthy baby. Everything was fine.
Yeah, everything was fine. Obviously, one day he got up. He was feeling a bit ill in the morning. My wife took him to school, sort of got him to the school gates, thought, actually, he don't look so well.
Yeah.
Obviously went back home. He had a day, just sort of sat on the sofa, being a little bit sick and unwell.
Yeah.
I got him from work that evening. It was his brother's school performance. So I sort of came in, got changed, rushed back out to go to that. And just as I was leaving that, Christine rang me and said, Luke's sort of turned a bit worse. I've rung 111. They're just sending an ambulance to check on him. So I got home, arrived pretty much the same time as the ambulance guys. They sort of checked him over and went, well, we'll just check him in and just make sure he's all right. So fine, I sort of carried on.
Because, kids pick up things all the time, don't they? So I guess in your head you're not thinking too much.
No, nothing at all.
Yeah.
And it was that sort of run up to Christmas where there's lots going on at school and lots of bugs going round and, you just think, oh, it's a bit of a cold, something's picked up. So then, obviously, I set about with his brother, sort of try to get him ready for bed and sort it out. And then Christine rang me again and she's like, I was thinking, she's going to tell me we're coming home, come pick me up. And then it was, no. They're taking him to Sheffield, you need to come. So I rang my mum and dad and they came to get Harry.
Sure.
Packed a bag, set off to the hospital. I got into A&E, went into Luke's little cubicle and they said, yeah, we think he's got meningitis.
Oh, my goodness.
That quickly?
That quickly, yeah.
So then how quickly did that escalate from there in terms of what they needed to do?
So from there, it escalated very quickly indeed. So I got there, Luke had started getting, like, the rash, sort of all over his body, really. They then said that they'd sorted an Embrace ambulance, which is basically like a mobile ICU unit, and they'd found us a bed at Sheffield Children's Hospital. So the Embrace ambulance arrived, the guys came in and basically said we were going to induce Luke into a coma. So we sort of had to give him a kiss and a cuddle and, not knowing if that was the last time we were going to get a chance to do that.
And Luke, did you know everything that was going on? Did the doctors explain everything that was happening?
No, half the time I was just asleep. I didn't even know what was going on outside me.
Yeah.
Just lights out.
That's unbelievable. So the surgery happened.
Well, so at that point, they then took us to Sheffield.
Yeah.
Obviously, at that point, he got to Sheffield, Luke, they put him on loads of drugs. He was on about 10 or 15 drips. He was on a dialysis machine to keep his liver and his kidneys going. He was really, like, up against it. He was fighting for his life at that point. And so we spent sort of about 6 days in ICU at Sheffield, obviously trying to get everything under control. Eventually, they took him off the ventilator and everything else, which obviously was a massive step for us. It meant that things were going in the right direction.
Yeah.
However, the sepsis had taken over, and obviously the blood flow had stopped to his extremities.
So that's where the amputations came.
And that's when the amputations came in. So.
And then, Luke, are you sort of up and awake then and to make this decision with your dad, and your mum and dad?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Still,
lights
out.
They brought him out of the coma, but obviously he was still very heavily sedated.
Yeah.
So although he was awake, he wasn't, if you know what I mean. He was kind of quite out of it.
It's kind of like you sleepwalking.
Yeah.
Like, you're not awake, but it looks like you're awake.
Right, OK.
So then we had to wait for the called demarcation. So sometimes with sepsis, the body will recover. Unfortunately for Luke, that just didn't happen.
Sure.
How traumatic as parents knowing that this was going to happen?
Yeah, it's really odd because when it's happening, you don't really have
You just
that...
want him to live, don't you, at the end of the day?
You don't really have that time to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you get no time to process then, do you? You just got to
No.
make those decisions in a split second. I guess.
Yeah, you do, really.
Which is so hard.
Which
Yeah.
pretty much, I suppose, F1 drivers would have some good experience with that, but Dad being a self-employed builder and Mum working at Skipton Building Society,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of split-second decisions.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
So, luckily, for his amputations, obviously, it did take a little time because we did discuss it with Luke. You know, it's a huge thing. So it was discussed. Initially, obviously, Luke was mortified by the fact that he would lose his hands. And the surgeons and the psychologists and we sat and we chatted about it. And eventually Luke also realised that his hands were actually non-functional. And obviously we went down for the surgery. And just before he went into surgery, he looked down at his hands and he just said, "Goodbye, my beautiful hands.
Oh.
You've served me well." Which...
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, it is a massively huge thing. And
Well, you're obviously such a positive guy. So after the surgery, when you went home, what were the first stages for you? Were they really hard? Were they really difficult?
First thing that ever really happened when I got home was more of just me being a couch potato more than anything else. Just sitting on the sofa, watching TV.
And did you ever feel down about it or upset or angry at all?
Well, I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
If there was one thing that I could do to meningitis right then and there,
Yeah.
probably would have called the military on it.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that I would have done.
Yeah. No, that's totally understandable.
Because it wasn't just the amputations, there were a lot of surgeries after that as well, so it was a lot, wasn't it?
there was a lot because obviously once they'd done the amputations, they'd basically removed 50% of his body. But the sepsis had also, as you can see, had sort of run up his arms and his legs. So he had to have skin grafts.
Yeah.
So he only had really his torso to go at.
Yeah.
So he was going down to surgery Monday, Wednesday, Friday every
Wow.
week. And he did 23 surgeries in a 10-week period. And eventually they ran out of places to graft here, so they had to shave his head and actually graft off his head.
Luke, you've really been through it, haven't you?
Yep.
You really have. And your home as well. So I suppose it wasn't catered for Luke at all, was it?
It wasn't, no. So the house that we did live in, I'd spent 8 years doing it up, putting an extension on. And when we eventually got Luke home, it wasn't suitable for Luke's needs anymore. So we had to sell that house and we bought a bungalow. And, yeah, we moved to the bungalow.
And this is where the Banda Builders came in. So
is,
what did you know about this group of your community, really, isn't it?
Yeah, not a lot, really, to start with. I'd had sort of heard of them, but I didn't really know what they did. So I just went on the website and had a look, and it was basically, look, if you're a builder and, you know, you've fallen on hard times and you need help, we will come and help
Like
you.
the A-team for
Yeah,
builders.
the
That's
A-team for
fantastic.
builders, yeah.
Well, let's meet them, shall we?
Well, should we meet them? We thought we'd like to meet the Banda Builders. So let's welcome Richard, James, Craig and John. Coming in, guys! Come on, it's our Banda Builders!
Hang on, is it take that?
Hi, guys. So lovely to see you.
We've got James, Craig, John and Richard. Richard, tell us a little bit about the Banda Builders.
Yes, the Banda Builders were a national construction charity that helped tradesmen and their families in doing practical, financial and mental well-being.
Yeah. And the idea is that and anyone can volunteer to help. I mean,
Yep.
you know, I'm sure we'll be judged.
You
by
don't have to be a builder.
The standard of our work if we come and help you. But so how did this hook up?
So Adam applied on the website, and then me and James did the initial site visit, and then it goes through all the channels, and then the project starts. And
What did you do? What was the project?
so we replastered pretty much the whole house, redid one of the bathrooms, underfloor heating, and then the kitchen's getting fitted in a couple of weeks, and then we're going back to finalise it all and hand it over.
Great.
Absolutely, mate. So, and James, what did you make of Luke when you first met him?
Oh, he's just a great kid, isn't he? You know, he's full of life. You know, so friendly, so happy. You can't believe that we battle on with everything, don't we?
Really do. And what did you think of the workmanship, Luke? Was it good? Are these guys any good?
I mean, if I let them have pizza and my dad took them out to a pub
Yeah.
as a treat, then yes.
Yeah.
If you don't class that as good work, then I don't know what you class as good.
Although this kitchen sounds like it's taken a while, though. Look. I mean, is this going to get delivered on time?
Yeah, hopefully, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Craig, you do quite a lot of fundraising, don't you, even for the mental health side of things as well? Tell us about that.
Yeah, do all sorts with... Well, a couple of these lads are doing a National Three Peaks soon. We've done that before in the past. We do all sorts to raise a few quid.
How much do you
to go
get
on to the next projects.
How much do you get out of doing stuff like this, John?
That's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, just the friendship of everyone that you meet. And it goes way outside just practical projects. You know, if you need any help, if I've got my own work, I could probably phone up some of these guys. They'll travel way up, help me. It's just... Yeah.
And you don't have to be a tradesperson to be involved, right? So people, because you've had a few instances of just sort of people that aren't in the trade coming to help.
Yeah, we had like old Justin. He came on site, swept up, make tea, helped everyone out, old stuff, and you don't need to be a tradesman. You can just come and just give us a hand, and we'll happily have you on site.
Brilliant.
Should we have a look at how good the house looks now? Because apparently it is phenomenal. Look at that! That looks gorgeous.
Nice, lads.
So have you got, like, a dryer that dries you in the shower and stuff like that? It dries you down?
Well, once I've been in the shower...
Yeah.
...and I'd come out, they've got a full-body dryer, which is pretty much like a hand dryer, except, like I said, just for your full body.
This is amazing.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Then I've got a sink. We've got a stool that I'd sit on, and a sink that'll move up and down. The reason why it moves up and down is because if I'm growing, then it can always just be right at my height. So, you know.
This is incredible.
It's a brilliant story, lads. Thank you. Thanks to all of you.
And you're still raising a lot of money as well for yourself as well, because you've got a hero hand as well.
Yeah.
Tell me about your hero hand.
Well, it's hero arm, but the hero arm, it senses muscles that you would use to open and close your hand.
That's amazing.
I mean, I can kind of give you what I kind of call a demo of a muscle movement.
Show me, show me.
So, where you clench your hand into a fist, if you feel about there, I believe, and then open it up and then clench. Can you feel that muscle
Yes, I can.
moving? And then if you go like that, I believe.
Yeah, on the other side, yeah.
Yeah, and then open it. Can you feel that?
Yes, I can, yeah.
Yeah. The hero arm with sensors picks those muscle movements up.
And it knows to open.
It knows to open and close.
That's amazing.
But I presume you need to update this every few years.
We do, yeah.
Growing.
Yeah. The Hero Arm company reckon that about every 2 years, depending on how Luke grows, we would need a new arm. Obviously, for Luke, he needs 2 arms.
Yeah.
And they're about 13 grand.
So you're constantly fundraising all
Constantly
the time.
fundraising, yeah. And then on top of that, there's all sorts of stuff like wheelchairs.
Yeah.
You know, all sorts of stuff that you just need, you know, for day-to-day life that most people just don't need.
I think we have a Just Giving page that we can show right now, and also always find stuff on our website as well. Listen, it's an early start. We know the builders aren't used to early starts, all right, lads? And we appreciate you guys
You
coming down.
open that, Dad.
We've got a couple of things.
A couple of presents.
Wow.
This is a trip to Legoland, Windsor.
No way.
Is that good, Luke?
No way.
Yes way! It's happening!
What does it say, Dad?
So it says, "Dear Luke and family, everybody here at this morning is so impressed with your bravery and resilience. And our friends at Legoland Windsor have heard your story and they would love to invite you and the whole family to enjoy a day at the park where you will get to attend the exclusive Lego Dreams 4D premiere on the 29th of July. We hope you have an amazing time.
Well, thank you very much.
Luke, these are all for you.
We just thought while we're at it, we'll just buy all the Lego that ever seems to have existed. So thanks so much to our friends at Lego. That's really good.
And we're also going to donate £1,000 that you can split between the two.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Lovely
you.
story.
You're welcome.
Brilliant.
I'm going to say this now, though. First off, I've got some Lego merchandise that Lego sent me for free
Yeah.
when I was in the hospital. And second off, this is a Lego fact I got off my brother. This printed character on here is the only character that has that printing. So this is the only set. So it's got their own custom printed Lego minifigure.
Fantastic.
I didn't know that. You learn
Tell you
something new
what,
every day.
there's a certain Danish company that are going to love you, my friend. I think we've got a job opportunity coming up in a few years' time.